Hello guys, S2W here, back again with your next casual consumer's perspective review. For this video, I was really tempted to try this sneaker out as it was coveted with many praises with not only its visual aesthetic but its comfort as well. Utilizing the same foam cushioning, ZoomX, as seen on the Nike Zoom Vaporfly 4% in 2017, which I personally believe goes head to head with Adidas' Ultra Boost cushioning in terms of the ultimate comfort, they have now finally made a general consumer affordable option in 2018. Today, I have the Nike Zoom Pegasus 35 Turbo here for a review. Now, if you haven't come across my review of the Zoom Vaporfly 4%, in short, I was a huge fan of that shoe in terms of its cushioning technology. However, that silhouette was extremely expensive, pricing at 330 Canadian dollars before tax at retail, $100 more than an Ultra Boost here in Canada. What Nike has done now is essentially creating a more budget-friendly version with the same cushioning technology. So at the end of the day, that means this new model should become the most comfortable runner in the market then, right? Well, let's check it out and take a closer look at these sneakers. Now, not letting the Zoom Vaporfly 4% take over the spotlight any longer, the Zoom Pegasus 35 Turbo is actually the latest upgraded silhouette of the iconic Nike Pegasus, which is Nike's all-time best-selling running shoe since 1983. There were many major technology upgrades to the Pegasus throughout the years, but in 2018, they have created a new version with a revamped, streamlined design and full-length articulated zoom airbag in the cushioning for better transition and flexibility. That silhouette was named as the Zoom Pegasus 35. To quickly further enhance those upgrades, they have remodeled it yet again just months after by replacing the sole with ZoomX, which is a highly responsive and energy-returning foam sole that's also their lightest cushioning that they offer. The only thing different tech-wise in this foam is that they have removed the carbon fiber plate on this pair, which was felt in the Vaporfly 4%. A mechanism that featured a strong propulsion off the ground that I personally think was the most unique thing I've ever felt in a sneaker after Boost cushioning. Maybe by having that removed is the reason why this shoe can become quote-unquote more affordable, because frankly, there's only 3 sneakers that feature this ZoomX sole, with 2 of them being either too expensive or unobtainable as it's only given to athletes. Then you have this, the Zoom Pegasus 35 Turbo, as the third option with its lowest pricing. But I digress, the foam does carry over the streamlined curvy shape and outlines that imitate a fast-moving illusion, with a sloping edge at the forefoot and rear foot to provide runners with that smooth heel-to-toe stride. Furthermore, the medial side also donned a similar mantra stamping as seen on the Vaporfly 4% as well. Moving on to its upper, the whole sneaker is made out of mesh. Not just one layer of mesh, but 2. The outermost layer is a seamless translucent textile with dotted designs, see-through because they wanted a design that looks like the shoe is moving while standing still. The mesh is flexible, but is definitely not stretchy, so keep that in mind. Also, because of the translucency, it will showcase the fly wire cables on the side, made to tighten up and offer a supportive lockdown fit around our feet when we lace up the flat nylon laces up top. The shoe is further reinforced with an extra overlay at the toe guard area, and also around the collar of the sneakers up to where the eyelets pop out of the upper. Logo-wise, we'll see large Nike swooshes at both sides of the sneaker, but the one on the medial side is adhered onto the surface, while the lateral side is more like it was painted on. Then taking a look at the top of the shoe, we will see a padded tongue. And for your information, it shares the same mesh layer beneath the translucent shell, so it is somewhat separable in the sense, but not really though, since it is a one-piece tongue. On this tongue though, we will see a flashy thick racing stripe that runs down the center of the shoe too. Not a design choice I particularly like, but there are some extra brandings and logos to be seen there as well. As for the back of the sneakers, we should take note of the curvy heel collar design with the idea of minimizing abrasion against our Achilles. There's also an additional overlay with a 3M reflective stripe to add design points, but overall, they did toughen up this heel area with a heel counter inside the mesh, as it does feel strong and more structured compared to the rest of the sneaker. Inside the shoe, this colorway came with a set of pink insoles with a large running Nike logo imprinted on the surface. This insole is pretty thick as well, so if the foam is not already soft enough, this insole will also help dampen the impact against the floor. While around the inner wall lining, we will see a padded coating for extra comfort around our ankles. And then I mentioned since it's mesh, the shoe feels pretty perforated as well, so heat shouldn't be a major problem going outside of the shoe, especially when the outer translucent shell is also netted as well to help with that. Finally, turning the shoes over, we will see a waffled rubber outsole with raised rubber sections, basically to help with traction and absorb additional impact on all sorts of surfaces. It's also decorated in sections of white and black on this pair, with an extending pink stripe that runs down from the forefoot area. Anyways, here are some Nike Zoom Pegasus 35 Turbo fit footage. Sizing wise, I went true to size, so I had no problem fitting in these. However, maybe it is still a running shoe. I have wide feet, so it does lean on the tighter side, I feel. It's not unwearable, but please do keep in mind that this shoe is not stretchy at all, so there's not much room for our toes to flex around for that more relaxing feel. Comfort wise, I have no problems fitting my feet inside aside from the tightness. Everything felt right and cozy, which unlike the recent Nike React 87s, which also featured a translucent mesh upper, despite it being flexible, that material is still quite solid at certain areas and will push against our skin sometimes, so it is nice to see a well-rounded padded lining inside the shoe for that smoother ride. Furthermore, the shape of the curvy sole is also a nice touch for that effortless lift-off motion. Cushioning wise though, they're pretty good. However, for some reason, it didn't feel like the same ZoomX foam that I remember trying on last year. Now I don't have a pair of the Vaporfly 4% anymore to compare again, as I didn't think it was a bang for the buck at retail, but if I recall, that pair felt a lot springier than this model. Not taking away the outstanding comfort of this shoe at all, as it is still quite comfy, and to tell you the truth, it's almost like an Ultra Boost, but I still personally prefer the Vaporfly 4% a little more with that spongier feel and most importantly, the propelling sensation of that carbon fiber plate. According to Nike, aside from the rubber outsole, they did also add a layer of React foam to the ZoomX to enhance durability and stability, so that's what I'm assuming why it feels harder to the ground compared to the 4% model. I do have to admit though, the Vaporfly 4% is made predominantly for running and not really for walking, while these Pegasus 35 Turbo can do both and be that general day-to-day option. Visually it looks better too, so you can't really complain at all. It feels very light on feet as well, but personally, I would choose something a bit looser on feet as the upper is still kinda tight on me, and when compared to the React Element 87 or even the React Vapor Street, I don't think the cushioning comfort is really that far apart anyways. To me, the Zoom Pegasus 35 Turbo wasn't something mind-blowing, but it is a nice additional option for another comfortable shoe in the lineup. Price-wise, these were 240 Canadian dollars before tax, the same pricing as the React Vapor Street, $25 more than the React Element 87, and $40 more than a React Flyknit here in Canada. Any one of these sneakers are just as comfortable in my opinion, with the Pegasus Turbo being slightly more springy, but really not by much. So try them in store if you can, especially when better colorways are coming out soon. As always, throw me some likes if you like this video and let me know in the comments what you think about this third ZoomX model. That's it for today, S2W signing off.